What's up guys, Matt here. Today we're doing a review of the Master Grade Age 2 Dark Hound. Alright, starting things off, this is how the Age 2 Dark Hound looks, all decaled up. As you can see, there's not too many decals that you can visibly notice since it is a mostly black mobile suit. But when you look on the side here, you can see all the gray decals put onto it to make it a better impression from afar. And on the back you can tell here we have the crossbone with a couple of wrenches crossed to give it that pirate feel. And then on the front here, as you can see, the eyes are painted instead of using the standard foil stickers that are included with the kit. Moving on to articulation, here move the arm up. The arm itself can go in a full 360 rotation. Be careful of the antenna and the rear spoilers. As for the elbow bend, it does go a full 90 before hitting his shoulder. And across the shoulder, or across the chest to grab, you can go about that far. As for the fingers, as you can see here, they're the interchangeable kind, along with the fully articulated thumb. The little fins on the shoulders, however, are individual. They can move upon themselves, and as well as spread open a bit more. The head articulation is on 2 joints. Can do a full 360 if you're very careful. Can go back and forth a bit. But however, it is very restricted as I try to move it around right now. Shoulders joints are on a semi 2-part joint. As you can see here, the chest parts can be at an angle or just be straight. It does have a functioning cockpit hatch, but it is very complicated to open, which I will show you later in the review. Waist articulation here, we can see it gets some movement back and forth. Not so much side to side, but it does exist. Got a full 360 rotation there. Every side skirt is individual to itself except for the rear being a single piece. As for the leg, side skirt going up on its own before popping off on its own. And let's leave that off for now. It can go up this high with the skirt out of the way, and around this high with the skirt in the way. And because this is a transforming mobile suit, there is some problems with the knee area. I wanted to stay in place the correct way. But it does have a full knee bend of that far, with the kneecap bending a bit. Again, that same problem. For the ankle articulation here, it's on 2 joints here, so you get a wide variations of positions you can get here, as you can see here, and does not hinder its ability to stand on its own whatsoever. The little armor piece here can get up out of the way. And the toes do move on their own, but mostly for the transformation. And that will conclude the articulation portion of this video segment. Now, onto the transformation. And after a while of tinkering around with parts, trying to get them in the right place, here is the H2 Dog Hound in its flight mode. Now, I can't say it's one of the best, but I've never been a fan of transforming mobile suits except for the Zeta. As you can see here, it does a very good job of hiding all Gundam characteristics except for the feet really, but that was already planned ahead of time. As you can see here, the head is really hidden. On the bottom here, you still can't really tell. See these parts come down here for more flight stability. There are landing gears built into the mobile suit himself, so the kneecaps here just extend out. And on the beam lance here, this part just slides out more, as you can see there. In order for it to land though, you're going to have to put these fin stabilizers back up, and he'll just kind of sit on the ground there. Now I'm going to turn this back into an MS, and we'll move on to the weapons. Going over the beam lance here, you can see here the lance itself is comprised of 3 parts up for the spike itself, and then the actual rifle part, which is also part of the transformation for its nose cone area. You see here you have the trigger. Along on the trigger we do have some small grooves there to allow some more stability when he is holding the beam lance. Here we have another part that sticks into the bottom of the arm to give it a better sturdy hold. Now for this to transform, all we do is just flip this up, push this down, and there we go. All you do is just push that into the chest cavity underneath the skull, and it fits in just nice. Next up will be the small beam sabers that are included with the MS. There are 2 in total, and each beam saber are the long rectangular kinds, and they just stick into the top here like so. Very nice effect. And there are also some shorter variants here. Just get them out of my little small bag. So you have like a small dagger of sorts compared to the long saber itself. Next up are the little hook guns, which are very tiny, but they do serve a lot of purpose in the anime itself. See here the trigger handguard area does go up and forth for storage and or hand use. The hook just comes right out. And the kit does include 2 wire pieces, which you just stick at the end of the hook and at the barrel portion of the little gun, and you can pull off any kind of effect as if you're actually shooting the hook off. And this is a solid copper wire, so you can bend it into any form of way you'd like. To store the beam sabers, all you do is look at his back and you will find the storage area. I do find it kind of funny how you're pointing the blade side up. In common sense terms, that's pretty dangerous, but they do just hold right in here, and they do come out pretty easily. And then as for the hook gun, after you put it back together, they just store on the side of the arm right here. As you can see, it just slides right in and stays in place very snugly. As for spare parts or just other parts that you will be having, there's a good amount, but most of them are hand and some other parts for clear green and orange around for the head. Now there is a good gimmick on the head area. If I could just take off his head now. Apparently I've accidentally taken off his spoiler too. Is that on the box art it does show him having a small visor of sorts. So all you do is take off the small skull. And if you could do it by hand, great, but I require small needle of sorts. Push that little tab that's there down, apply the skull back on, and now we have a visor of sorts. Now you can put this on either eye depending on which way you push that little tab open, but to put it back you simply just push it, the visor back up into its head area. Oops. It's hard to get it centered without scratching anything. Alright, there we go. And there we go. Now I know it may be hard to see, but that's what happens when you have an all-black mobile suit. With all that being said, I'll be ending the review here, so I hope you guys liked the review of the H2 Dark Hound Master Grade. Hope you guys subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.